In today's class, we are going to discuss about tenses. We assume that you know the structure of the tense. That's why our main focus is only on its usage in a sentence. So we are not going to discuss tenses in detail. It's not a grammar class. We are just going to see its usage in a sentence. Which sentence is correct, how to identify a grammatically correct sentence. Now, use of present indefinite tense or simple present tense. As you all know the structure, in present tense we have subject plus V1 plus the main verb, either it will be with S or ES form, and object. This is in affirmative sentence. If the subject plus do or does not plus V1 plus object is there, then it is called as negative sentence. If the sentence starts with do or does plus subject plus V1 plus object, then it is called as interrogative sentence. Always note down, remember that present indefinite or simple present tense contains the words such as daily, everyday, always, often, normally, generally, occasionally, frequently, every now and then, etc. to show the routine or frequency. So if these words are used in a sentence, you can easily identify that the sentence is in present tense. Daily, everyday, always, often, normally, generally. These are the clues or keywords with which you can identify the tense of the sentence. For example, if I say, I go for a walk daily, and if I ask you to identify the tense of this sentence, then you can see here daily is there. Daily is every day. So you can easily identify and say that this sentence is in simple present tense. In a sentence having two parts, if one is in future, the second shall be always in simple present tense. Always remember the rule. If in a sentence there are two parts, if the first part is in future tense, the second should be always in simple present tense. For example, if you work hard, you will pass. Here there are two parts of the sentence. This is in will. Will is used in simple future. So this is in simple future part, and this first part, if you work hard, here work hard, it's in simple present tense. So always with future, simple future, there will be simple present tense. Next, for near future also we use simple present tense when we talk about near future. For example, I go to Delhi tomorrow. You did not go, you are going to Delhi tomorrow. This is not a future, simple future, it is in simple present only. The sentence gives the sense of future tense, future time. We are talking about future time, tomorrow. The action did not happen, it's going to happen tomorrow. It carries future indicating words such as tomorrow, next, etc. But don't get confused because it is tomorrow is there, it will be future time. It is talking about present only, simple present tense. Now let us look at the second tense, past. Past indefinite or simple past. The structure is subject plus V2 and object. V2 you know, past tense form of verb. If this is the structure, then it is affirmative. Subject plus did plus not plus V1 plus object is there, then it is negative sentence. If the sentence is starting with more auxiliary verbs, did plus subject plus V1 plus object, then it is interrogative. So some tips to remember to identify the tense. Simple past is used to show any event, incident of the past. For example, India got freedom in 1947. If you look here, year is mentioned. 1947 is something which has about past, which already occurred, over, that year is over. So here India got, if you see this verb got, it is V2 form, get, got. In simple present we say get, past tense of get is got. So India got freedom in 1947. This sentence is in simple past tense. I went to Delhi yesterday. Went. Go, went. went here, this verb is in past tense, and yesterday, action already over. So this sentence also is in simple past. You will find words such as yesterday, ago, before, etc. in this tense. So if you are confused, you can see the words, you can see the indicators like yesterday, ago, before. With these words, you can identify the tense and say that the tense is past tense, simple past tense. Another clue is, if there are two parts of a sentence and if one part would, should, could, might and verb V1 are given, we use past indefinite in another part. Now, if you look at this sentence example, if you worked hard, you would pass. Now, in this second part of the sentence, you can see there is a modal verb would. Whenever modal verbs are used, would, should, could, might, etc., at that time the first part should be always in simple past tense. If you worked hard, if you see here, the action word, main verb is worked. It is in past tense. So, first part of the sentence in this is also a condition. If clause, simple past with future perfect, would pass. In a sentence having before or after, we use past indefinite in the part happened later. For example, the train had come before we reached the station. Now, if you look in this sentence, in this example, the train had come before. You can see here the word before. We reached the station. That means the train had come before you reached the station. The action is over. The train had come and it has left, or it is still waiting on the station, at the station. So here before word is there. This is in simple past again. The train had come, past perfect. The train had come. Here verb, auxiliary verb had is there. Past and come main verb is in past tense. So past perfect tense is used here. In a sentence having before or after, we use past indefinite in the part happened later. So in the second part of the sentence, we are using simple past tense. The first part of the sentence, there will be past participle form. The train had come, this is in past participle. We reached the station, reached here is simple past tense. So if you see the sentence, the train came earlier and we reached later. There are two actions happening. First is the train came earlier and we reached later. There is also another simple rule here. The past perfect tense had plus V3 agrees the use of before. So whenever we are talking about, we are using had plus V3 form, past participle, there should be the use of before. We can use before there. And before means earlier. So had plus V3 form will come in the first part. And the second part will be the next action, what happened. You reached the station. Next, with the phrases like it is time, it is high time, etc., we use these phrases in simple past. It is high time we went there. You have not gone out of the city or to your native place. It is high time we went there. So this is also talking about simple past tense. To show improbability or wish or suppositions with the expression I wish, we wish, would, that, etc. I wish I knew him. Whenever you talk about wish, you use past tense. I wish I knew him. I wish I were a doctor. I wish I were a teacher. If a sentence is starting with would that, I knew him. Here also, in the second part of the sentence, you should use simple past tense. Would that I knew him. I hope this is clear. Let us move to the next tense, that is future indefinite tense or simple future tense. What is the structure? The structure is subject plus will or shall plus V1 plus object. This is for affirmative sentence. Subject plus will plus shall plus not plus V1 plus object is for negative sentences. Will or shall plus subject plus V1 plus object will be used for interrogative sentences. Now, how to identify the sentence is in simple future tense or future indefinite. To show simple future with the future indicating words such as tomorrow, next, if you have this words tomorrow, next in the sentence, then you can easily identify and say that this sentence is in simple future. For example, I shall go to Delhi tomorrow. I shall go to Delhi tomorrow. Here the action did not happen. You are planning to go tomorrow. Tomorrow is a future time which talks about future. So this is in simple future time. Next, we will use future indefinite tense in a part of a sentence if present indefinite is given in another part. If you look at this if clause in this sentence, if you work hard, you will pass. Here, simple present in the first part, in the if clause, you have simple present tense, and in the second part, you have simple future. So we use simple future with simple present in the first part or if condition. Moving to the next structure, present continuous. The structure is subject plus is or am or are plus V1 plus ing plus object. This is for affirmative sentences. Next, for negative sentence, the structure is subject plus is plus am plus are plus not plus V1 plus ing plus object. Next, third one, for interrogatives, the structure is you use helping verbs in the beginning, is, am or are plus subject plus V1 plus ing plus object. This is the structure for interrogative. Now, when do we use present continuous tense? We use present continuous tense to show continuity of action in the present time with the words such as still, this time, these days, now, nowadays, this moment, etc. For example, what are you doing these days? If you see here, are, this verb, helping verb, tells us about present. Doing, this is their ing form. It is telling us about continuity. What are you doing these days? It is talking about continuation. So ing form is used. She is preparing for exams today. She is preparing for exams today. Here if you see, after subject we have is, which is in present tense, verb plus ing form, V1 plus ing, preparing, she is preparing. This is in present continuous for exams today. When we talk about future also, we use ing form. For example, we are going to Delhi next week. You did not go, you are going, you are planning, but this is not a future time. You are talking in present continuous. We are going to Delhi next week. This also talks about present continuous tense. Next, past continuous tense. Next structure. It shows the continuity of the past. Structure is subject plus was or were plus V1 plus ing plus object. Next is in negative, subject plus was, were plus not plus V1 plus ing plus object. For interrogative, the structure is was, were plus subject plus V1 plus ing and object. Now, to show continuity of action in the past time with the words such as that time, those days, then, at that moment, etc. Now, if you find these words, highlighted words, that time, those days, then, at that moment, etc. in the sentence, then that sentence is past continuous. For example, what were you doing those days? If you see here, what were you doing those days? Were is a verb, helping verb which is used in past, doing ing form. So past continuous. Children were playing this time yesterday. Here again subject children were playing, past continuous, this time yesterday, it's the object. So here verb is in past continuous form. With these words you can identify the past tense, yesterday, those days. This all talks about past tense. If there is ing, then it is continuous. So past continuous. It is one part. If in one part past indefinite tense is given, an action demands continuity. For example, if you have two parts, first part is when he came here, I was sleeping. Two actions happens simultaneously. When he came here, I was sleeping. So this is also talking about past continuous. He came here, at that time I was sleeping. So was sleeping is in past continuous. He came also is in past only. So past continuous verb is used here. Next, let us discuss about future continuous tense. What is the structure of it? The structure of future continuous is subject plus will be plus shall be plus V1 plus ing plus object. This is for affirmative sentences. For negative sentences, subject plus will plus or shall plus not plus be plus V1 plus ing plus object. This is for negative sentences. For interrogative sentences, will or shall plus subject plus be form of verb V1 plus ing plus object. Now, when do we use future continuous tense? We use future continuous tense to indicate something such as tomorrow, next, to show continuity of action. For example, children will be playing this time tomorrow. Now here tomorrow is there. This talks about future. Will be playing. The modal verb for in future tense we use is will. Be playing. Be form of word plus V1 plus ing. Playing. Children will be playing this time tomorrow. So this sentence is in future continuous tense. Teacher will be teaching at present. Teacher will be teaching at present. So you are talking about future time. She did not start, she is going to start at present. Today she is going to teach. Teacher will be teaching at present. So next class will be, the teacher will be teaching. So at present also we used with this kind of words clues, we can identify that it is in future time and will be plus ing form is used. This is talks about continuous tense. Coming to next form, present perfect tense. This tense shows the work has been accomplished in the present time. Now the structure here is subject plus has or have plus V3 plus object. He has taken his breakfast. Example, he has taken his breakfast. Here subject he, has is present auxiliary verb, taken V3 form, his breakfast object. So the action has been completed here. He has taken his breakfast. We are talking about action that is completed. So we are talking in present perfect tense. Has tells us about present, taken is perfect. So present perfect tense is used in this sentence with the words and phrases such as once, twice, thrice, 4 times, many times, several times, yet, already, recently, by now, so far, ever, never, just, lately, etc. If you find any of these words in a sentence, then this sentence also is in present perfect tense. For example, he hasn't come yet. He hasn't come yet. Here yet is there. That means till now he has not come. So this is hasn't, again verb, not is there, come, past form of verb, V3 form of verb, past participle. So hasn't come yet. This sentence is in past perfect, present perfect tense. With the action started in the past and still on, we use present perfect tense to talk about actions which started in the past and is still going on now. He has been ill since Sunday. Remember, we use ill, not sick. He has been ill since Sunday. Since is used to specify the time, point of time. Since Sunday, from which time? Since Sunday. So has been ill. If you see here, present continuous is used, present perfect is used. He has been ill since Sunday. So here has talks about present and been talks about perfect tense. Now coming to past perfect. It shows that work was finished in the deep past. Long back, the action completed. The structure is subject plus had plus V3 plus object. How do we use in the sentence a usage? If a sentence has two parts and if one part is past indefinite, V2 is given, and in the second part we use past perfect tense. For example, students had read the story before the teacher entered the classroom. Now if you see this sentence, in this two actions are happening. The students had read the story before, already the action completed, had read before the teacher entered the classroom. So entered here is in simple past, this underlined word or main verb is in simple past, and here the underlined words are in past perfect. So there are two actions happening, one is in past perfect and other is in simple past. Next, she prepared breakfast after I had reached home. Again two actions, one is in simple past and other is in past perfect. She prepared breakfast, after is there, after means later. I had reached home, after reaching home, after I had reached home. Had is used in perfect form, reach is V3. So past perfect. Next, in if conditions clause, if in one part would, should or could, might is used along with have plus V3, then the sentence structure will be, if you had gone there, they would have welcomed you. Now again this is a if condition. If you had gone there, in this if conditional clause, you are using this clause in, this is in past perfect tense, had gone. If you had gone there, next clause is they would have welcomed you. It is used, well, along with the subject you have modal verb would have welcomed you. Again here V3 form with have is there. Modal auxiliary verb plus have plus past tense, V3 form, past participle form is there along with object, subject, modal auxiliary verb plus auxiliary verb plus V3 form of verb and object. So you use past perfect tense when you are talking about if conditions with the phrases having verbs wish and phrases such as if, as though, etc. Now if a sentence is starting with I wish I had been there last week, so the action completed, you are just wishing. So when you talk about something which you want to wish something, then you say it in past perfect tense. I wish I had been there last week. You are here, you were not there, but you wish to be there last week. So I had been tells us about past perfect tense. Future perfect tense. Now when do we use this? It shows that work shall have finished in some time in future. That means the work did not finish, it will finish, it shall finish in the future, in coming future. The structure is subject plus will or shall plus have plus V3 plus object. Now usage in sentences having by plus any time plus future indicating adverbs. For example, by this time tomorrow. Now example, she will have finished her work by this time tomorrow, by this tomorrow. Now if you look here, you have subject she will have finished her work by this time tomorrow. So you are talking here about future perfect tense, will have finished, V3 form, her work by this time tomorrow. The work is in progress, she did not complete, but she is going to complete the task in the near future. Next, to show likelihood or inference, something is going to happen. For example, you will have read the Ramayana by this time tomorrow. You will have read, you have started reading, you did not complete yet. By tomorrow, by this time, you will have read the Ramayana, or you will have read the novel, or you will have read the story. If two sentences are connected by before or after, and if one part is in present indefinite is given, we use future perfect in another part. Let me explain you with this example. I will have completed my task before you come. Now there are two parts in this sentence. I will have completed my task before you come. You are going and she is completing the task. So by the time you come, before you come only, I will have completed my work. So will have completed. This talks about future perfect time. Present perfect continuous tense. Next structure. It refers to action in the present tense. The structure is subject plus has or have plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object. We use since or for plus time. Here along with since, we talk about time like morning, evening, last night, name of the days like Sunday, Monday, etc., months, January, February, years, in so and so year, date on so and so date, any season in winter, summer, etc. So all these words are used along with since or for to refer time, particular time, month, year, day, date, etc. For is used for period of time. Remember always since is used to talk about point of time. For is used to refer to period of time. When we talk about period of time, we say 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes, I'll come. 2 days, 2 months, 2 years, etc. So she has gone out for 2 minutes. She has been there for 2 days. So all these words tells us about period, how much time they have spent, what they did in that time. For example, children have been playing since morning. Now here we are talking about point of time. Since morning, it's evening time. Since morning they are playing. Children have been playing. Now if you see the verbs here, have been plus ing form, V1 plus ing. Children subject plus have plus been plus ing form of verb since morning. So this sentence is in present perfect continuous. Have tells us about present, been tells us about perfect, playing is a continuous form, ing form. Second example, it has been raining for 2 hours. It is a subject, has is a present verb in present form, be form of verb, ing form of verb, raining for 2 hours. Here period is mentioned. You are telling specific period for 2 hours. That's why for. The teacher had been teaching for the last half an hour. The teacher had been teaching for the last half an hour. The teacher is a subject here. Had tells us about past, been teaching for the last half an hour. So past perfect continuous here. Again period of time is mentioned, half an hour. I had been waiting for you for half an hour. Again past perfect continuous, time of period of time for half an hour. Future perfect continuous tense. This tense refers to action in the future time. The structure is subject plus will plus shall plus have plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object plus since or for plus time. Now talk about future perfect continuous. We use this structure. She will have been cooking food since morning. The action is continuous. She started back, long back. She will have been cooking. Now also it is going on. Since morning. Now it's afternoon time. Since morning she have been cooking. They will have been playing for 15 minutes. Now it's half an hour. They would have been playing for 15 minutes. They have finished. They are continuously playing for more than 15 minutes. They have been playing. When I went back to my hometown 3 years ago, I found that a lot of changes dash. When I went back to my hometown 3 years ago, I found that a lot of changes dash. options. A, had taken place, B, have taken place, C, are taken place, D, were taken place. Now, which option is correct? How do you identify what verb to use and which form of verb to use? If you see here, when refers to past. You talk about past time. When you use when, it is used to refer to past time. Again, if you see here, clue, one more clue is there, went back to my hometown. Went is used in past tense. So all this is talking about past tense. Here in the second part of the sentence, I found that. Again, the verb found is in past tense. I found that lot of changes. So the next also the verb should be in past perfect tense. I found that a lot of changes had taken place. You cannot say have taken place, are taken place, were taken place. All these three options are wrong. The correct option is had taken place. Remember the structure, had plus V3 plus form of verb. So option A, when you went there 3 years ago, these are the three clue words, keywords or clues with which you can identify that you have to use subject plus had plus V3 form of verb plus object. Hardly had I reached the station, dash the train left. Now remember the clues. Hardly had I reached the station. In the first part of the sentence, hardly is given. When we use hardly, had is given. Had is used in past tense. I reached. Again, V2 form of verb is there. Reached, past tense is given. Dash the train left. When, before, but, either A or B can be used. Which option is correct? Always remember that whenever the sentence starts with hardly, you can use when or before. Hardly had I reached the station, before the train left, or when the train left. Both are correct. Both options can be used. Next sample question. Dash you worked hard enough, you will succeed. Remember the structure, just now we were discussing about the if conditional clauses. Now, what words or phrases can be used here? If, as, either A or B, or none. Now, dash you work hard enough, you will succeed. Here, second part of the sentence tells about will, future, succeed, future time. So what you'll use, either could be used here. You can use if clause or as. If expresses a condition, if talks about condition, if you work hard enough, you will succeed. As talks about reason, so you can use both. As you worked hard enough, you will succeed. So here the correct option is you can use if. If you work hard, you will succeed. By the time John arrived, dash, I wait dash for more than 2 hours. By the time John dash arrived, verb is given, I wait dash for more than 2 hours. Now what form of verbs, V2 or V3 form of verbs or past perfect, which verb you have to use here? Arrived, had been waiting, arrives, will be waiting, arrived, waiting. Now if you look at the options, here in the first part of the sentence, by the time is mentioned. This is another clue. When you talk about by the time John arrived, you are talking about past tense. By the time John arrived, the verb here should be in simple past, arrived. I dash for more than 2 hours. You were waiting for him. You had been waiting more than 2 hours. So here the correct option is option A, had been waiting should come. The key word here is 2 hours is mentioned. Already you are waiting there for 2 hours. So when you talk about a particular time, for is mentioned, a period of time more than 2 hours, you will use had been waiting. You use past perfect continuous. Next, she dash for our organization for more than a decade and dash next year. Here in the bracket the words are work and retire. What are the options? Will work, retire, worked, retire, has been working, will retire. Now look for the clues here. She dashed for our organization for more than a decade. Here more than a decade is there. That means she is still working. And dash next year. Something is going to happen next year. This action is going to happen, retire. So you are talking about future, and here the future tense should come. And here in the first part of the sentence, which tense should come? It is present perfect continuous. She has been working for our organization for more than a decade and will retire next year. So in the second part you will use future time, and in the first part you will use present perfect continuous. She is still working. She has been working for a decade and will retire next year. Next sample. Kamal keeps dash her car carelessly and dash all the neighbors. Now the clues given here: park, inconvenience. What form of verb should be used? Parked, inconvenience, parking, inconveniencing, parked, inconvenience. Now if you keep here, look here for the key word, keeps is given. Kamal keeps. Keeps is in simple present tense. So one more verb should be used here. Park is given. So it should be in which form? Kamal keeps parking. If you look at this ing form, Kamal keeps parking her car carelessly and inconveniencing all the neighbors. So it should be in simple present continuous and always inconveniencing all the neighbors. So she is trying to create inconvenience to neighbors because of her parking. So that it should be in simple present continuous form. Keeps parking, inconveniencing. Next sentence. They say dash that they dash the project a week from today. They dash that they dash the project a week from today. Options: said, will complete. Next, are saying, complete. Were saying, completing. Now look for the keyword. Here keyword is that. Remember that is used as a conjunction in reported speech. So when you talk about in the indirect speech or reported speech, we use the reporting verb said. Here say is there, so they should talk about in the past form. They said that they, this is the first part of the sentence, they said that they will complete the project a week from today. They said that they will complete. The action did not happen. Here in the next part of the sentence, if you see, a week from today is a clue for you. That means they did not complete the project, they will complete. So future perfect, future present form of verb should be used. They said that they will complete the project a week from today. So first part has simple past, and in the second part of the sentence you have future, simple future tense. Coming to next question. He dashed to cross the street when he dash and dash. Try, slip, fall. Options given are will try, slip, falls. Option 2 was trying, slipped, fell. Option C, tried, slipping, fallen. Now what tense to be used? See, look for the clues here. You see the word when. When is used to refer to past. So try is given here, verb. He was trying. You should use something which happened in the past. He was trying to cross the street when he slipped and fell. So the correct sentence is he was trying to cross the street when he slipped and fell. In the first part of the sentence you are using present continuous. In the second blank you are using simple past, slipped, and again simple past, fell. So when is used to refer to past action. You are talking about past. Along with past continuous, you are using past, simple past tense. Next question. My mother is a compulsive shopper, so it's not surprising that she dashed 4 pairs of shoes yesterday. Options given. A, will buy. Second, bought. Third, was buying. My mother is a compulsive shopper, so it's not surprising that she dash. What should come here? Buy, will buy, bought was buying. Now if you look at the key word here, is given. It is in simple present tense. The mother is a compulsive shopper. So if you look at this, if the first part of the sentence is in simple present, so it's not surprising that. Here that is there. Again, when you talk about that, you are reporting it. So you use past form of verb. She bought 4 pairs of shoes yesterday. Again, yesterday is there. So you should use simple past tense here in this blank. She bought 4 pairs of shoes yesterday. Next question. Her brother dashed to travel and dashed to visit Budapest next year. If you look at this sentence, there are 2 blanks, 2 verbs. First one is love and plan. Now which form it will take? Options: loved, will, plan. Option 2 was loving, planned. Option 3 loves, is planning. So how will you identify? You have to see the key word. To travel is there. This is the key word for you to understand. Her brother dashed to travel. He loves to travel. In simple present, you should use my brother loves to travel and dash to visit Budapest next year. Next year, you are talking about future time. So, is planning. You cannot say will plan. You should use both in simple present. One is in present, simple present. The other part of the sentence should be in present continuous form. Is planning to visit Budapest next year. Hope you have understood this. If you look here, there are 2 parts of the sentence. Diana dashed because she couldn't dash too well. Now options given here are will be embarrassed, dance, was embarrassed, dance, embarrassed, dance. Options here. Now the key word you should see here is couldn't is given. This is in past. The key word here is couldn't, which is used in past tense. So here also the next also should be in past. This blanks also should be in past. Diana was embarrassed because she couldn't dance too well. So in the first part of the sentence is past perfect, and the second part of the sentence is couldn't dance, simple past. Next question. The children dash given a week off from school after their examination. The children dash. You have to use be form of verb. It is very simple. You know what are be form of verbs. Here options given are or nor. So or is not a be form of verb, nor is not a be form of verb. You know be form of verbs are is, are, am, was and were. So here option is are is given. So option 1 is correct option. The children are usually given a week off from school after their examination. The sentence is in simple present. The sentence is in present present perfect form. Next, Mr. Ravi dash is that house since he was a child and dash to sell it. If you look at the clues given here, since is mentioned. Since refers to point of time. He is living here since his childhood. He was a child. Since his childhood was past tense is given. So the present first in the first part of the sentence it should be present continuous. Mr. Ravi has been living in that house since he was a child and dash to sell it and refuses to sell it. Present, simple present form of verb should be used here. Present perfect continuous and simple present. First part of the sentence, Ravi has been living in that house since he was a child and refuses to sell it. Next question. His daydreaming dash when the teacher dash his name. His daydreaming dash when the teacher dash his name. Again look for the clue. Clue is when here in this sentence. When talks about past tense. So again you have to use past form of verb in the first blank. his daydreaming was interrupted. Interrupt is the verb. You should use past perfect. Was interrupted when the teacher called his name. First part of the sentence is in past perfect and the second part is in simple past tense. The manager dashed the employee why he dashed late. The manager dashed the employee why he dashed late. First blank, asked or is. Second option, asks, was. Third option, asked, had been. Fourth option, asked, have been. Now if you look at this structure, in this, here two actions are mentioned. In the first action, the manager dashed the employee, and the next is why he dashed late. So the two actions are happening. In the first action, he is asking, the manager asked the employee why he had been late. The employee had come late, he had been late, that is past perfect form. Had been, had plus V3 form. In the first one, you will use V2 form of verb, that is asked. The manager asked, V2 form of verb, the employee why he had been late. So there are two actions, one is in past form, the other is in past perfect form. So the second action happened before this, after this. First action is he came late. Second action is the manager is asking him why he came late. Next question. Yesterday at this time, all of us dashed a cricket match. Watched, were watching, had watched, had been watched. Now, if you look at this sentence, yesterday, the clue is yesterday. Yesterday at this time, all of us dashed a cricket match. So because it is yesterday, it should be in past tense only. It refers to past tense. So you have to fill the next part of the sentence using past form of verb. We need to use was or were plus ing form. So here, because us is there, plural is there, you have to use plural verb. Yesterday or at this time, all of us were watching the cricket match. So the correct answer is were watching. He won't come unless you dash him. Call, will call, calls, called. Now if you look at this sentence, he won't come unless. Always remember, in any main clause, won't is there. Won't come is used along with unless. When come and unless, these two words are used simultaneously, one after the other, this is a probable condition. In conditions, this is a probable condition. So we use V1 form of verb only. In probability, we use only V1 form. Here the subject you, he won't come unless you call him. Object is him. So the answer should be call. Next question. After I had dashed him farewell, I hurried away. After. Now look at the sentence here. It's starting with after, and had also is given. So this talks about past tense. Him farewell, I hurried away. In the second part also you have past form of verb. Here past perfect should come. So bade, bidden, bid, board is given. Out of this, the correct option is bidden. After had bidden him farewell. The V3 form of bade is bidden. Next. She jumped off the bus while it dashed. Now two actions are happening here. She jumped off the bus while dash. Now here the clue is while. While is a key word used here to refer to past continuous action. Some action was going on and she jumped off. So here from the moving bus, the answer should be while it was moving, the bus was moving, she jumped off. So always along with while you should use continuous form, past continuous form of action verb. It should be was moving. Now look at the other form of questions. Point out at the correct sentence. 4 options are given. Out of that 3 are wrong and 1 is correct. You have to point out which sentence is correct. First one. He was afraid of going near the dog because he was afraid of being bitten. Second, he was afraid to go near the dog because he was afraid of being bitten. Third, he was afraid going near the dog because he was afraid of being bitten. Fourth, he was afraid went near the dog because he was afraid of was bitten. If you look at this, the sentence structure, the correct form of sentence is he was afraid of going near the dog because he was afraid of being bitten. If you see the sentence, first part of the sentence contains past, V2 form of V1 form of verb, was afraid of going. So past continuous. In the next part also it is past perfect continuous. Past perfect. He was afraid of being bitten. Bitten is in V3 form. So being bitten, past perfect. The following sentence do not contain suitable verb form except. That means out of 4, there is one sentence where there is verb is not used in proper or correct form. Options are were your uncle, where your uncle live. Second option, where does your uncle live. Third, where lives your uncle live. Where do your uncle live? If you look at these options, if you look at the second one, where does your uncle live is the correct form of verb. Along with live, there should be does. Now if you remember, WH words plus helping verb plus subject plus V1 is the structure. Where does your uncle live? So here does is the helping verb, subject is your uncle, live is V1 form of verb. Choose the sentence which is grammatically correct. Options, first one, how long you have been waiting. Option 2, how long she have been singing. Option 3, how long has Leela been teaching. Option 4, how long has been Asha playing. Now if you look at the sentences, how long you have been waiting, how long she has been singing, how long has been Asha playing, in this sentence been is used. If you look at third option, how long has Leela been teaching, here along with the subject have plus been plus waiting is given, but here in this structure, how long has Leela been teaching, the correct structure should be how long plus has or have form of verb plus subject plus been plus ing. The subject Leela should be in between has and been. If you look at other sentences, you don't find the subject here. So the correct sentence is how long has Leela been teaching. Next, select the sentence that contains appropriate verb forms. The train will have arrived before we reach the station. The train has arrived before we reach the station. Third, the train will have arrived after we reach the station. 4, the train has arrived after we reach the station. Now if you look at the sentences options, the correct option will be the train will have arrived before we reach the station. Look for the keyword whenever before is there. The first part of the sentence should be in future perfect tense and the next part should be simple present. The first action is in we use here is will plus have plus V3 form. Will plus have plus V3 form. In the second action, V1 form of verb or singular or plural depending on the subject it is used. Identify the grammatically correct sentence. Options, first one, no sooner he saw the snake, he ran away. Option 2, no sooner he saw the snake than he runs away. Third, no sooner does he see the snake than he runs away. Fourth, no sooner does he see the snake than he runs away. So if you see, always when the sentence starts with no sooner, the structure is No sooner plus helping verb plus subject plus V1 than. So the correct answer is no sooner does he see the snake than he runs away. So the correct option should be no sooner does he see the snake than he runs away. Option 3 is the correct. So students, hope you have understood the usage of grammatically correct sentences, how to identify and how to frame sentences. Hope this episode was useful to you. Thank you very much.